Hey, and welcome. You ever stop and think about what makes a living room actually feel, well, alive? It's not just about filling up a space with stuff. Today, we're going to break down how you can turn any four walls into the absolute heart of your home.
So what's the secret sauce? I mean, what really turns a plain old room into a living room? It's not just the furniture, but how all those pieces work together to create a space where life really happens. Let's dig in.
And really, that's the secret. It all comes down to creating a functional and welcoming gathering area. It's that intentional mix of furniture that just pulls people in, gets them talking, and, actually supports the way you live your life day to day.
Okay, let's get into the good stuff. Every great living room has to start somewhere, right? It needs an anchor. And that means we have to find your centerpiece. And 9 times out of 10, that centerpiece is going to be your main seating, your sofa or your sectional. Seriously, think of it like the sun in your living room's solar system. Pretty much everything else is going to revolve around it. It completely sets the tone for comfort and conversation.
So right away, you've got your first big choice to make: sofa or sectional. A classic sofa is just incredibly versatile, and it's usually a great fit for smaller, more compact rooms. A sectional, on the other hand, it's a master at defining different zones, especially in a big, open concept space. It just carves out a cozy spot for lounging all on its own.
Okay, so you've got your anchor. Now what? Well, from there, we start to build out. The very next step is all about creating that inviting, super functional conversation zone. A coffee table, its job is so much bigger than just holding your remote and a couple of magazines. Its real job is to tie that whole seating area together. It's the piece that physically and visually connects your sofa and chairs into one cohesive group. It really is the central hub.
And then we have accent chairs. Now, don't just think of these as extra seats for when guests come over. Nope, these are your secret weapon for injecting some personality into the room. This is your chance to go for a bold color, a cool texture, or a really unique shape that just elevates the whole design.
And we cannot forget the unsung heroes of the living room, the end tables. They are the ultimate practical sidekicks. They just complete the whole seating area by giving you a perfect little spot for a lamp, a book, or your morning cup of coffee, right where you need it. All right. Our conversation zone is set. Now it's time to bring in the bigger pieces. These are the items that give the room structure, that kind of frame the space, and, let's be honest, help us tackle that constant battle with clutter.
And for storage, don't just throw things in randomly. Let's think of it as a simple 3-step strategy. Step 1, get all your media stuff organized with a media console. Step 2, add some verticality with bookshelves. This draws the eye up and gives you a great place to show off things you love. And step 3, hide all the other clutter with cabinets or a credenza. That closed storage is key for keeping the room feeling calm and tidy.
Okay, now for my favorite part. This is where the magic really happens. The foundation's built, the structure's in place. Now we get to add all the final layers. These are the things that really transform a room into a space that feels like you. First up, the area rug. Man, this thing is a powerhouse. It does 2 huge jobs at the same time. First, it puts a visual frame around your conversation zone, basically telling everybody, hey, this is the spot to hang out. And second, it adds this incredible layer of warmth, both literally and visually, to the whole room.
And please, whatever you do, do not underestimate the power of good lighting. Just having one big light on the ceiling can feel so harsh. The real key is to create layers of light. A floor lamp over there for reading, a couple of table lamps for some nice ambient glow. This lets you totally control the mood for any situation, from a bright game night to a quiet movie night.
You know what adds that perfect finishing touch? Curtains. They've got a practical job, for sure, giving you privacy and controlling sunlight. But they also add this amazing layer of softness and texture to the walls that makes the whole space feel so much more finished and cozy. Looking for the most bang for your buck when it comes to style? It's right here. Throw pillows and blankets are, without a doubt, the easiest and cheapest way to play around with new colors and textures. You can swap them out with the seasons and give the entire room a fresh look in minutes. And finally, this is where we get to the heart of it. This is where you go beyond just decorating. The art you hang on the wall, the photos you put out, the little objects you've picked up over the years. These are the things that tell your story. They make your house feel like your home. So you see, all these final touches, the warmth from the rug, the glow from the lamps, the personality in your art, the comfort of the pillows. They're not just separate things. They all work together, blending into one essential quality, a truly welcoming atmosphere.
All right, so let's zoom out for a second and bring all these different ideas together into one big picture.
At the end of the day, it really does come down to this trifecta. A great living room isn't about just one of these things, it's about finding that perfect balance of all three. What you're really aiming for is a space that's comfortable enough to live in every day, functional enough for everything you need to do, and just filled with your unique personality.
And that's really the big idea to take away here. Every single choice you make, from the sofa to the smallest little object on a shelf, contributes a sentence to the story of your home. So take a look around your own space and ask yourself, what story do you want yours to tell? Thanks so much for joining me.